Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakha Kodash. And I want to say double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And Shalom to the hopeful elect out there, listening and learning, and also teaching this word in all sincerity and truth, in the hopes that we may edify and feed the lambs of Yahweh Shai, especially in these last days. And pretty much I just wanted to do a follow-up video on the video that I did earlier this morning, the In Transit video. Just speaking about this whole situation that's going on over there in Babylon the Great, or the virgin daughter of Babylon, which is America, which is doomed, which is about to be destroyed. The Lord is about to bring the second death, and that's going to be by way of fire. As we can read many scriptures dealing with judgment by way of fire that's coming, in these, or shortly coming in these next few coming days, because we're at the end. And the reason why we say that is because we know that we're at the end. The Lord said to measure out the time diligently in itself, and if you can't see that we're at the end, I mean, you got borders being crossed by immigrants, and they're being told that they can carry fire. They got the right to carry, loaded firearms. All right, they can carry guns legally. So, like I said, I did a video on this earlier. It was in transit because sometimes when the spirit's on you, you just do, you just speak according to the spirit, and we quote scriptures. Sometimes you might be on the road, you might not have the scriptures to hand, but I said, well, let me sit down and do a follow-up lesson and go through the article, and just Lord willing, it will be edifying, because Esau is orchestrating all-out chaos. Especially in these major cities. Why does he want to do that? Because remember, he wants to push forward the MOTB. Over here in the UK, they're talking about how the prison systems are full up. They're letting prisoners out early for crimes such as burglary, domestic violence, or whatever, or certain crimes in that. They're letting out prisoners early with electronic tags, which they've been doing that. All right, but what's going to be the ultimate upgrade to that is going to be to chip these prisoners. Oh, you can get out much earlier if you just take this chip. And the excuse for that would be, okay, well, they're being monitored, so you ain't got to really worry. They got a chip implanted in them, so if they cause any problems, it's ultimate safety from the chaos. That's all the web KO right there. The scripture says, in fact, let me get this scripture first. Okay, the scripture actually says, let me read you this one in 2 Corinthians, which I spoke about this. I brought this scripture out in the last lesson, but hey, we can never read these scriptures enough. All right, and if you're bored, and if you feel like you said that last video, then just come out of here, man. This ain't for you, man. All right, we're gonna constantly repeat. Like, is not an alarm repetitious, man? Yeah, the scripture says, "Sound an alarm in my holy mountain." In fact, let me get that one first. Let me get Joel 2. And an alarm is supposed to be repetitious. It's supposed to wake you up. Alright, Joel 2:1. It says, blow you the trumpet in Zion. Alright, look at the heading. It says a terrible visitation. And that's what these people don't understand. The scriptures speak about, the day of the Lord, as the dreadful day of the Lord, man. It said it's going to be a terrible visitation, especially when the Lord invades this place and starts zapping people and buildings and with laser beams, man. Because people don't even understand what the Lord's coming back to do. That's why the scripture says in Amos 5:18, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, for what end is it to you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it. That's one of the scriptures that's always stuck with me, because it strikes terror, through those that sincerely believe, man. You sincerely believe in this word, then, let that move you, let the fear move you, to do what the Lord told you to do, and that's to serve him in fear and trembling. The scriptures speak about the fear of the Lord being beginning of wisdom. Alright, so this is Joel 2:1. As we blow, it says, blow you the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. So we're sounding an alarm. Alright, this is what we're doing. We, like the scripture says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Over here in the UK, they're talking about, small groups and, that don't agree with the British values and democracy and this and that and whatever. Small groups on the streets. We know who he's talking about. Rishi Sunak, the UK Prime Minister, he's actually come past one of the camps before. He knows that the prophets are out there. These elites know, and they're scared. And they want to get us off them streets. But what are we prophesying about? We're prophesying about the downfall of Esau's kingdom. And his kingdom is divided, man. And we're going to get back into the article. It says, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai cometh, for it is nigh at hand. It says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. Alright? As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. They have not been ever the like, neither shall they be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Alright, and then it goes into the fire, the devour before them, going into the second death, going into the destruction, coming by way of fire, the thermonuclear missiles. That's going to pelt the hell out of America. Alright, so we're supposed to give you a warning. And the signs of the Lord's return, the signs of the great and terrible and dreadful day of the Lord, what we're seeing, you know, is one of the signs is division. Alright, because you got the, you know, them Bible Belters and Texans and, you know, Eagle Pass, the borders being invaded by these immigrants, thousands coming across the border every day. We've been telling you about these things. All right, and it's supposed to be an election over there in America and that and whatever. You got that movie Purge, election year. But, hey, all hell is getting ready to break loose. Esau's sharpening his sword. So let me go into this article, dailymail.co.uk. So this is on, you know, mainstream media. The mainstream news, it says Obama appointee and liberal Illinois federal judge rules illegal immigrants can carry guns legally. All right, and they're trying to push that in response to the, you know, it's your Second Amendment right, you know, to be able to carry, you know, firearms and that. All right, so and they're actually applying it to these immigrants. So they're saying, look, man, they can carry firearms. It says U.S. District Judge Sharon Johnson Coleman ruled earlier this month that an illegal immigrant could not be charged for carrying a loaded firearm. The ruling comes as Biden administration continues to struggle with the wave of illegal immigrants flooding across the border, which we know that's ordo ab chaos. We know why they're doing it, why they're allowing that to happen. They want chaos. All right, remember that they want, you know, these people are going to be begging for order and stability. But you see, us, we're going to trust in the Lord. The scripture says in Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength for salvation. All right, but these people, they're going to keep trusting in this devil, and they're going to trust him all the way to the chip come. And they're going to be holding out their arm. They're going to be holding out their, you know, holding forward their heads to be implanted with these implantable devices, which is the mark of the beast. All right, and it's all going to be in the name of public safety, peace, and order, and that new world order, man. That's what Esau's coming out with, new world order. That's why the scripture says not being ignorant of Satan's devices, which I was going to get that scripture, so let's go back and read it. All right, this is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Let's Satan, which Satan means adversary, okay, should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan are these Edomites, these devils, you know, the wicked that the Bible speaks of. They're the ones forward in their new world order agenda plan. But, and you see, the thing is, Esau, he thinks he wants to be like the Most High. That's why he wants to chip people, man. All right, got cameras erected everywhere. He wants to see where everyone is, what everyone's doing. You know, this man he's lost his fucking mind. But the very technology that he's been given, the key word is that it's been given to him. All right, so we can't be ignorant of the devices of Satan. And the ultimate device is for these people out here to be chipped in response to chaos. See, now they got every single reason. They got multiple reasons now for them to deploy the National Guard. So let's talk about them deploying the National Guard now. All right, in response to the immigrant, you know, the immigrant crisis. They've already struck up plans to even push that forward. You know, even you got the solar eclipse, which is supposed to happen over 7 places called Nineveh in America, which is going to mark an X. I think 7 years ago, there was another solar eclipse that went over 7 cities named Salem, all right, which goes back to Jerusalem. So the Lord has, X marks the spot, as the saying goes. The Lord is about to X out America, man. America's about to be cancelled out, all right? And in the response to that, they're saying, look, they're going to deploy the National Guard. They're getting ready and prepared for that. The Lord said he was going to show signs in the heavens. All right, what was that? Luke 21, and I shall show signs. All right, yep, this is the return of the anointed, which is Yahushai, Luke chapter 21 and 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon. So these solar eclipses, all right, these blood moons, you know, all of these things that you're seeing, all right, the chariot sightings. Oh, there's even talk, all right, during the when there's going to be that solar eclipse, there's even talk of something called a Devil's Comet. I was watching Darbu 7. I think the first video, well, I don't know if he's got any other pages, but I see him pop up on my algorithm. He put up one video, and it was talking about a Devil's Comet that's supposed to be getting seen around about the time of that solar eclipse. So the Lord is showing signs, and this comet is supposed to be the size of Mount Everest, man. All right, so the Lord is showing signs. All right, you might say, yeah, but Esau's got the technology to sort, but who's controlling Esau? Doesn't the scripture say that the deceiver is? So the Lord is controlling everything. There's nothing that goes down, like you can't pull the wool over the Lord's eyes. Oh, I'm just gonna sneak behind the Lord's plans and do what I want to do. No, the Lord is controlling everybody out here, everything that goes down. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. All right, and upon earth, distress of nations. And that's what's getting ready to happen to these people out here. Distress. These people are going to be going buck wild crazy, man. All right. Now, I was watching earlier Patrick Humphrey, which I'm subscribed to him. And he was the one that, pretty much did the video earlier this morning talking about, these immigrants being allowed to carry these firearms. But there's one video that he did a couple days ago, and he was talking about there was a major earthquake. I think it was like 8.8 magnitude. All right. And there was another one, 8 point something. Big earthquakes that happened in 1811 and 1812. All right. And I think there's even articles that even say that during that time, the animals, even domesticated animals, they were acting wild. The smog was so thick from all the shit that happened from the debris of all the earthquake. It was so massive that happened. I think it was over Missouri, that region there that happened, these earthquakes, that the smoke was so thick that you couldn't even light a lamp to light, to be able to see. So that time's coming. See, people are taking these things for granted. See, the Lord said it was going to be earthquakes in diverse places, and they're saying in response to this, solar eclipse, there could be earthquakes. Esau's got weather manipulation capabilities, got harp. He can make earthquakes happen. But guess what? Ultimately, the Lord can use Esau to do that. So the Lord said there's going to be earthquakes in diverse places, because that's one of the prophecies as well. The Lord said there was going to be earthquakes in diverse places. The Lord can either use Esau to do it, or he can just do it himself. Either way, it's him that's doing it. Remember, the scripture says, shall the trumpet be blown in a city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city and the Lord have not done it? So the Lord, that's Amos 3 and 6. All right, and there goes the mention of the trumpet being blown again. So the Lord is going to start really shaking things up. All right, especially during the time of the second death. The scripture said, once again would I rise to shake the earth. All right, it says, and upon the earth the distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. All right, come on, man, these super blood wolf moons and solar eclipses and that and whatever, the moon controlling the tides, all kinds of stuff. The Lord is going to start really showing things, showing his power out here, like the scripture says in Wisdom of Solomon. And that's for all you scoffers and scorners. This scripture is for you, man. To cut what you're saying. Is it Wisdom of Solomon? I think it's Wisdom of Solomon 12, and it might be verse 17. Yeah, it says, for when men will not believe that thou art of a full power, thou showest thy strength. So you've got people out here that don't believe in what we're saying, but the Lord, when they don't believe, hey, that's when the Lord's going to catch them like a thief in the night. The day the Lord's going to come upon them. Thou showest thy strength, and among them that know it, thou makest their boldness manifest. So you see that? And the scripture says the righteous are as bold as a lion. All right, so we're declaring what the Lord's about to do, and we're blowing the trumpet. We're telling you, And let's go back to Luke 21 and 26. It says, men's hearts failing them for fear. Yeah, people having heart attacks, their heart just giving out. People are just going to be going into shock. All kinds of chaos, man. All right, you're going to have people running around like headless chickens with no answers. What about when the grid goes down? People are so glued, getting them dopamine boosts, getting them fucking, getting likes on Instagram, all up on Facebook all the time, scrolling on social media. These TikTok generation, come on, man, these GMO babies and that, which TikTok does put out a lot of good information, and they be trying to shut that shit down as well. All right, which that's all by design. They be locking up Andrew Tate and, doing live trials at Sandy Hooks with Alex Jones and that. They be showing you that the freedom of speech is becoming a thing of the past. All right, they're redefining extremism over here in the UK. So boy, the famine and the hearing of the word. That's why the scripture says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, call ye upon him while he is near. All right, it says, men's hearts failing them for fear and looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. All right, and then they shall see, and this is Esau's heaven, this is Esau's kingdom. All right, and so these elites, their power structure is going to get brought to nothingness. It's going to get broken down. And then they shall see the Son of Man coming in a cloud of heaven with power and great glory. You see that? So Yahweh Shai is going to reveal himself. We're in a time where the Lord is going to begin to, like the scripture says in 2 Ezra 9, we're in the highest, we begin to visit the world which he made. You know? And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. And who's that? The Lord, Yahweh Shai, coming back in power and great glory. He's coming back to save his elect, man. All right? And that's in the scriptures. All right? So this is a beautiful time indeed. So yeah, you know, going back to this Daily Mail article, it says the White House is facing extra pressure in the wake of killing Georgian student Laken Riley by an illegal immigrant. So you got illegal immigrants over there in America causing havoc, and it's all by design. They're allowing this to happen. Biden flowing in thousands of immigrants and putting them in, you know, certain suburban areas in the States and that and whatever. And they're going to be armed, locked and loaded, coming for your daughters, coming for your houses, coming for your goods. All right? You can walk down the street in New York in America. On one side of the street, you got immigrants just waiting around, lined up, you know, trying to get housing or just chilling on a block. And then you got on the other side of the street, you got Americans buying beer and pizza and, I mean, come on, man. They're just waiting for... It's a recipe for disaster out here. And once they're locked and loaded and walking around with big guns, you know, and they got a gun pointed to you, they can do what they want. All right? Come on, man. This is like a recipe for disaster. We've been telling you this. All right? So let me... What the hell is going on here? Right? So this is big news. And this was put up 19th of March 2024. The hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, man. So this is like a... This year could be the year, man. All right, where the chip gets rolled out. We hope it is. It's a liberal Illinois federal judge has ruled that an illegal immigrant was wrongly banned from possessing a firearm. This is an illegal immigrant that they're coming out and saying he was wrongly banned for possessing a firearm, man. Right, in response to the Second Amendment. All right, so that's another thing. See, Esau pushes out these unrighteous decrees for a reason. Okay. You know, which, hey, you know, carrying a, you know, because, hey, ancient men back in the ancient world, they used to walk around with swords and that. But Esau's flipping this now to suit his agenda. Because remember, the scripture says, never trust thine enemy. You know, never trust thine enemy. Remember, the scripture speak about the secret counsel of the wicked. We know what he's really doing this for. Why he's flipping, you know, he's you know, flipping these legislations to suit his NWO agenda. It's all playing a part of his plan. But ultimately, it's the Most High's plan. Psalm 64 and 2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. All right, yeah, the plot, it says in the NLT, hide me from the plots of the evil mob, from this gang of wrongdoers. And that's Esau. You know, this is what they do. The scripture says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. Who's the wicked? Esau, Edom. They're known as the borders of wickedness. Remember, they were set up to take peace from the earth. Okay, they've weaponized life against us, man. You know, they've weaponized your ability to be able to breathe oxygen. They fucking polluted the oxygen, the air that you breathe in, the water that you drink in, the food you're eating. So this devil's got to go. You can't tell us that they're not the workers of iniquity. It says, who whet their tongue like a sword, all right, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. They're draconian measures, their legislations, you know, their unrighteous decrees, man. So the Lord is going to stop them. Okay, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, and suddenly do they shoot at him. You see, so this is what they do. Okay, so they're really, their New World Order plans and that and whatever. You know, they plan to chip everybody. Okay, and really they start Planned Parenthood and eugenics, gentrification, all of that. You know, all of these unrighteous decrees and things that they plot behind the scenes. It's all being exposed through who? The elect, starting with the apostles, the elders, the prophets. Out here on the street, shining a light. So we got a heavy responsibility, man. We got to call out this devil, and we got to tell you and sound the alarm and let you know what he's doing with all of this. All right, it says U.S. District Judge Sharon Johnson Coleman, an Obama appointee, ruled earlier this month that an illegal immigrant residing in the U.S. had his Second Amendment rights violated when he was charged for possession with a weapon. All right. So they're straight up saying, look, man, these guys, they can roll around with weapons, man. That's a Second Amendment right. All right. And they're going to turn them immigrants, they're setting them up to turn them weapons on you, man. You citizens over there in America. And that's when all hell is going to break loose. Esau's kingdom is divided, man. It's already being divided in response to these immigrants hopping the fence. Look at this. They're trying to put up the razor wire and that. But they're just coming in by the thousands. And that's all done by design. All right. Like I said, I just wanted to do a quick response to this, man, because all hell is about to break loose. All right. Let's get All right. And in this response, hey, the National Guard's gonna be put out there, so the sword is being sharpened. Let's get 2 Ezra 16, and let's ultimately see what's gonna happen. It says 2 Ezra 16 and 70, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities. In these cities, man, these cities are gonna become death zones. All right, these cities are gonna become death zones. Dead bodies on the street, you know, just decaying, stinking, rotting. You know, you're gonna see rodents feasting on flesh. You know, the Lord's, you know, he promised the fowls of heaven. He's promised them a feast. You're gonna see, you know, carnivorous fowls of heaven feasting on dead, rotten corpses like ravens and stuff. That's what you're gonna be seeing. It says a great insurrection, vultures, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, for they shall be like madmen, sparing none. Right? So those that fear the Lord, the Israelites, they're going to be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Yeah, kicking off doors, you know, grabbing up your family members, grabbing you up, putting you in trucks, separating your family members, putting you in concentration camps. All right? And like I said, they got all the reason. They're straight up terrorists crossing the border, man. Right? There's people on FBI terrorist watch lists that they're actually letting in to America. So, and in response to what's going on over there in the so-called Middle East, there's no telling when there could be a next major false flag event. Esau is setting up everything to explode out here. Okay? It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Right? So the spirit of death is going to be on these individuals. The National Guard, the troops, they're going to be like madmen, sparing none. You know? And then some of these immigrants, they're going to recruit into the military in exchange for citizenship. They're going to have to do military service, you know, that they be talking about and that and whatever. There's talks of that happening, you know. So all out chaos, man. All right, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. That's what we just went into. People are going to be getting snatched up, disappeared, you know, taken to black sites and so on and so forth. They're going to grab up some of the elect, you know. You know, they're going to chop off some of the heads of the believers, the elect. But that's okay. The scripture says the dead in Yahushua shall rise first. The scripture says the precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. You know, see, the hour of temptation, everything that we've been saying, man. You know, everything that we've been saying, everything we've been taught that we believe in is coming to pass. That's why the prophet Habakkuk, he said the vision is yet for an appointed time. Right? Though it tarry, wait for it, it will surely come. It will not tarry. At the end, it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, it will surely come. It will not tarry, man. The Lord said his word was not going to return unto him void. Isaiah 55 and 11. These are the scriptures we should be thinking about. The prophecies, man. Prophecies that are, and all of this has to happen. The chip being pushed, all the chaos, that has to happen. The Lord said, I am come to set fire upon the earth. And what will I if it be already kindled? So the Lord is setting this off, man. All right, it says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in a fire. So the Lord said we're going to be tried, man. All right, but it's going to be known who are the chosen. Because, you know, the scripture says in Isaiah 59, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. So yeah, he's got his plans. All right, they're going to be like madmen sparing none. But some of us are going to be, you know, given that spiritual power, man. You know, the Lord's going to just turn us into Brightburn. Just like that. All right, it says, hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand. Yeah, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, man. All right, you got immigrants that are allowed to walk around with firearms, man. Second Amendment rights and all of that. This is what's happening out here. All a recipe for disaster, chaos. And them immigrants be caught, they be beating up cops. I'll be seeing the videos. They be beating up police, which could be a psyop too. They could just be putting it out there as a psyop, and you know. But hey, or whether it's a psyop or not, hey, all out chaos is coming. You know? Shit, it's happening. All right? But I will deliver you from the same. So the Lord said, be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh, but Hashem Yahweh Shai is your guide. That's why the scripture says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength for salvation. All right? So with that, man, you know, you can read the rest of this article for yourself. It's mainstream news. All right, shit's going on. You got these immigrants flooding in, you know, loaded, locked and loaded. All right, it's about to pop off. All out chaos, man. They got multiple reasons now to push out this chip, to deploy the National Guard, all of that. They got multiple reasons to push out the mark of the beast, you know, in response to the chaotic situations that they've orchestrated. This is all planned. All right, so with that, man, stay up, stay strong. Till the next time, Shalom to the elect.